In this video, I want to take a look at adding multiple media queries so that we can have different screen sizes styled for, or different breakpoints. And we can see in here, we already have one breakpoint, and that's when we get down to this 1170. We just hit a breakpoint. So we can add multiple breakpoints into this. We can tell it, well, when we get down to a certain size, we want it to do something different. And we're going to do this pretty simply. I'm going to copy this media query, put it down here, add my curly brackets in, and then I'm just going to change the size. So if I wanted this to be at, say, 800 pixels, and then we'll just change the background color at different points. Background, oh, did it again. We'll change the background color of the header. So where am I setting that? The first time it appears, we're setting it here. This body, header, first of type, background color. So now I can use that same selector, and then inside of here, set the background color. So for this one, we're going to make it green. I'm going to copy this whole thing, and we'll just change this to, say, 650. And then I'll go 400. So green, yellow, red. So now we have this breakpoint, and once we hit this breakpoint, all of these styles will go ahead and happen. And then these additional styles will happen when we get to these other breakpoints, these other screen sizes. So I'm going to save this, make sure that we're above that 1170, refresh my page, and now as I shrink this screen, we hit that 1170, we can see that image goes away. And then we had a few other styles that we changed when we got to 800 pixels wide. We can see that header change colors. And now when we get down to 650, we're going to see that again. Now it's that yellow. And then when we get down below 400, it goes red. And there can be a lot of reasons that you might want to have things different colors or different sizes, but just to make sure that they will display well on screen sizes that are that small. When we look at in here, if I choose, say, the iPhone X, I can see about how that page is going to look on that device. I can see we have a little bit of white space here that needs taken care of. And at this point, while I have this in this responsive mode, I can use these developer tools and try to see what's going on here. The HTML element, it looks like, might just not be doing what I want it to do if I have, oh, it's just the way that it resized. But we're getting this scrolling that's not really necessary. I don't have anything showing on here that is taking up that space to the right. So I might need to figure out what's going on, why that's showing up. It looks like it's likely the container. All right, so here, this div with the class of container has some padding on it of 25 pixels. If I take that off, I'm still getting some of that scrolling. There's something happening. So I can make sure I get rid of all of that. And then it looks like we're in pretty good shape. So I had this div container 90%. So at this point, maybe in my styles, what I want to do is here, where I have this 90% wide, I want to shrink this down. So I'm going to say padding of 5%. And then we'll refresh the page and see we don't have that scrolling anymore. When I go into some of these other sizes, I don't have that scrolling because I made sure that I'm only working with the available visible space. And the Galaxy Fold looks like there might be some weird stuff going on there. And even when I refresh the page, still having some issues. These aren't a perfect science. There are issues with some of these. Some of these are older devices, and it's taking that into account. Where if I go with the iPhone X, I can see that's working for what I want. Maybe I don't need to worry about a Galaxy S5 device, but it looks like it works with that. Maybe the iPhone 5 is kind of old, so I don't need to deal with that, so it's not a concern. The 6, 7, and 8, it looks like it's working with those devices, at least from what I can tell. On this Nest Hub Max, Surface Duo, I can see how it would look on these devices. But here in this responsive design, it's the one that I like to use so that I can change these sizes and see what's going on, what's happening. I don't intend for this page to get viewed in a browser shrinking the window this far. I don't think that would be necessary, so I'm not going to concern myself with that a whole lot. As long as everything works kind of at this point or even this point, I think we're good. So I can leave it like that. I can add in additional styles here if I want to. And in the next video, we'll take a look at creating some print styles and some other ways that we can include these styles based on these media queries or the media type.